Are we aware that the UK is reaching a state of tyranny that's never reached before? Without a shadow of the doubt, now the BBC is literally complicit in genocide. Like, the Muslim leaders could end the genocide right now without a spill of blood. Without a bullet, they can end the genocide right now. With friends like these, who needs enemies? Genuinely. Jordan is shooting down the Iranian planes to help Israel. They're flipping, literally, they're standing as a shield in front of Israel. Egypt is closing the border. People march from Tunisia, Algeria to try and give aid into Gaza, and they're closing the border. Qatar is allowing jets to be used from US airspace to bomb Iran, which is the only one backing it. AI is being used for genocide and not for replacing jobs. When I say use the jobs for AI, give us the money. Use the AI for jobs and give us the money. That sounds radical. However, when they're using AI for genocide, oh, that's normal. That's not. Okay, guys, welcome to TRP episode 14. Today we're going to be talking about Israel and Iran and the just current state of the world and stuff. So yeah, let's get straight into it. The BBC recently took down a documentary about medics in Gaza. So so without a shadow of the doubt, now the BBC is literally complicit in genocide. Like, at this point, they're doing literal propaganda for genocide. It's not a joke anymore. And Gary Lineker exposed the standards of the double standards of the BBC. Like, he literally, big salute to him. Like, he had a long career. Imagine his whole career in the BBC, and one day he just said, fuck it, I'm just gonna throw it all away to stand up for truth. And that's what he did. He risked his whole career for it. So yeah, they didn't air the Gaza Medics Under Fire documentary for impartiality reasons. I guess you're meant to be partial in the face of a genocide. I guess you're meant to be neutral. You know what I mean? I guess you're meant to be neutral. And Gaza really exposed these people. It's exposing more and more people as the days go on. You have people in Gaza, 23-year-olds, Hossam Shabat, dying, saying, okay, fuck it, they're going to keep bombing me. I'm going to die for truth. I'm going to die telling the truth. And then you have people in the BBC who are too scared to risk a 30K salary. Look how much these people have been exposed. It's unbelievable. BBC is literally complicit in genocide at this point. It's not even a joke. They are literally complicit. It's just the double standards are like unbelievable. And after this Iran-Israel war, I don't think Iran is the hero we need. I really don't think Iran is the hero we need. Like, Iran has caused many problems in the Middle East, like especially my country, Iraq. They used to support Bashar al-Assad, who's a known war criminal or whatever. They're not perfect. They push sectarian ideologies. They even during that women life freedom thing, they literally killed a woman for not wearing a hijab. Like, Iran is not the hero we need. But of course, people, like, when the Arab world betrays everyone, Iran, we have no other option but to go to Iran. Like, at this point, obviously, I was celebrating for them. I was rooting for them, obviously, against Israel. But it's like we've been left with nothing, so we're just left to just go with Iran. You get me? So it's just a bit dead. Like, who do we turn to? That's the question. Who do we turn to? And this is why we need better alternatives. We need better alternatives. We need a more united ummah. We need a better, not even just Muslims exclusively. Like, we need a better global political vision. Global. You know what I mean? Women, even during the women life freedom, movement, people were just getting killed like it was nothing. You know what I mean? So yeah, Iran is not perfect. Iran is definitely not perfect. And we have to realize about Iran is that they never attacked. Yes, they were supporting Hamas and whatever, but they never attacked Israel while the genocide was going on. They only attacked Israel once they got attacked. So yes, they probably do care a little bit about Palestine, but how much do they really care? Like, Are they really? Do they really care about Palestine, or are they just looking after their own interests, especially with their proxies? With their Arab proxies, are they actually just supporting freedom movements because they care about the freedom movements, or are they just trying to expand? And I think they are trying to expand. So yeah. Um, yeah, and then you go through Khamenei's old tweets, and it's so funny. It's like he's the nice guy standing up to the bully. It's like, yeah, I planted a flower today. Yeah, a duty of a Muslim is to plant a flower. Yeah, never or like, yeah, I'm a magical poet, or like, um, just you should respect women. Like, it's just so this is so weird because it contradicts with what we've heard about Iran and their oppressive regimes towards women. And not all Iranians are, not all people in Iran are oppressed. Like there is some people walking around freely, whatever, all that. But yeah, it's just weird. Like the tweets, and he's making tweets about BLM, and this is what I mean. It's like even during when the tensions were high, I was seeing like black people in America, be like, oh, come on, Iran, we're gonna fight you or whatever. It's like guys, we're on your side. You know what I mean? Like Khamenei was posting BLM tweets, like, don't die for Israel, please. Please do not die for Israel. Like, we're with black people, we're with oppressed people, we're with Chinese people. You get, we're with everyone who's like, this is a universal movement, as I've said before. So, um, but yeah, like Iran becoming the next Iraq could still be a thing, because I don't even know if the war's fully over there. Maybe they're going to go back to making nukes. The ceasefire was a bit shaky. Um, so it definitely might not be over. I mean, Iran says it's going to start its nuclear program again, so we could see a round two. But the thing is that is Iran going to become the next Iraq? Well, something very like funny about Iraq, like made me laugh the other day. Like, I have no illusions about Saddam Hussein. He's a terrible guy. He's killed millions. He's not millions. He's killed thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands. He's done terrible, terrible things. He was brave. I do respect that, but he has done terrible, terrible things. But what's so funny about the U.S. invasion of Iraq? And again, I have no sympathies for Saddam. Is that the U.S. invasion of Iraq was meant to, a Christian secular country was meant to secularize, free Christians, improve women's rights. But what happened in Iraq was the complete opposite. There was 2 million Christians living in Iraq before Saddam. And after the Americans came, because of the power vacuum and the Islamic militias that, came to power, guess what happened? Um, Now there's like, what, 100,000 Christians? Guess what happened? Women's rights. Before Saddam, it was relatively normal, There wasn't no flipping, niqab police, hijab police, all that. Now, you know what I mean? Women's rights are worse than they've ever been. So what I'm saying is that America came in to try and free Iraq, and guess what the result was? The complete opposite. So it's just ironic. Like, it's really funny. Which is, again, that's why I don't think, and again, I'm not totally against invade or getting rid of Saddam or even an invasion. But it's the way they did it. It's the way they. This is why it's more evidence that the invasion of Iraq was more of a power play rather than genuine liberation. Like, if they genuinely wanted to liberate Iraq, they wouldn't have done Abu Ghraib. They wouldn't have just recklessly bombed everywhere, all these WikiLeaks stuff. They wouldn't have done it like that. You can still do it. I'm not against liberating a country, but you wouldn't have done it like that. This is the biggest evidence for that, because the results were the total opposite. You know what I mean? So, and Iran, unfortunately, I think is going to face a similar fate. It's going to be the next Iraq, in that the Trump administration has no interest, even if they want regime change, they have no interest of actually freeing the Iranian people. You know what I mean? Like, they say they want to free Iranian women or free Palestinian women, and then they just bomb the shit out of them. Like, yeah, I guess that's freeing them, bro. Like, this is what I mean. There's no they I think the Trump administration, even if they want regime change, it's not because they want to actually free them. It's just because they want to implement another Shah and just, exploit their resources. Just another power play. So this is why I'm for Western interventionism. I'm for invasions. I'm for invasions. I'm for liberation. I take North Korea, China, all of them. I don't care. But as long as it's a genuine project of emancipation rather than power play, which is what they did. So, and even during the war, Israel was going full force on the genocide. Even during the war, when they were receiving bombs from Iran, the genocide was going harder than ever. People, and this new Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, where they get the food from, has just become like a death trap now. You just get shot over flour, and I've seen many pictures of people getting shot over flour, literally getting shot over flour. Yeah, no, some scenes, during the war, some scenes were literally apocalypse shit. Worse than movie apocalypse, worse than 2012 movie. Genuinely, there's apocalyptic scenes that not even movies can imagine. Literally, some scenes literally look like hell. And what's weird about the Arab world is that some scenes literally look like hell, and then the next doorstep you have Dubai or Saudi Arabia or whatever the rich countries, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, they literally look like heaven. So it's it's such a polar opposite. It's unbelievable. Movies couldn't imagine this. Movies couldn't imagine this, and it's yep. Yeah, I mean, they were shooting people over soup, over whatever, and then a lot of people say, and then I literally have pictures of them just getting shot over flour, he's dead with a flour on his head, with a flour on his body, a bag of flour. So, and then people tell you, don't share gore. Faras al-Hamadi said, don't share gore. No, shit. Even people in Palestine, when they were dying, they would say, show the world, show the world the atrocities, show the details. I don't care if you're disturbed. I want you to see more gore, more destruction. I want you to see how bad it is, because I don't want you to be desensitized to this shit. I want you to be shocked, because it is shocking, because the scenes are shocking. Do you understand? So Faras Hamadi, don't come around saying, don't show gore, it's not sunnah to show. What the hell is this bullshit? And I want to emphasize that the Palestine movement has exceeded being about land, has exceeded being about or picking olive trees. It's not about the land anymore. It's not about the olive trees. My friends, we are on. It's a universal movement now. It's a universal message of emancipation. Even Yahya Sinwar, he was like, this battle, this city, this will change the face of the earth. This is not about the land anymore. This is not about the olive trees anymore. This is not about the flag anymore. This is not about nationalism. This is about universalism, my friends. This is about the global ummah, the global movement, this is exceeded nationalism. This is universality now. We're in the level of universality. So don't think small, my friends. Don't think small. And it's paradoxically the biggest tragedy, which is the genocide. And I don't want to say it in this was fate, you know what I mean? But paradoxically, the worst thing, the genocide has now opened up a new space for universal emancipation, for the ummah to return, for Islam emancipation, for global emancipation, for everything. This genocide paradox. You might think that it's the worst thing to the ummah, but at the same time, it is obviously terrible. But I'm saying at the same time, it opens up a new space for the greatest. It's either utopia or nothing. It's like utopia. The idea of utopia isn't just me thinking, oh, maybe we should have a world with everyone lives. No, it's either utopia, it's either full emancipation, or nothing, yep. It's either utopia or nothing. We're all in this shit. And this is not us against Jews. It's not Islam against Jews, Islam against Christian. Hamas said they would die for churches, by the way. They said they are ready to die for churches. Hamas, and I have many problems with Hamas, as I've said this before. But they said they're ready to die for churches. So are we really gonna let the people of Gaza die for nothing? Really? That's what's going on now. That's what's going on. And then okay. Yeah, so people of Gaza may have thought they died for nothing, but in reality, this is the chance to make this is the chance where we have to make a global movement where no, they didn't die for nothing. They did not die for nothing. Okay. um let's say we live in a fantasy world, right? And then um let's say we live in a fantasy world and one day that this genocide ends and the people are brought to justice. I want to ask the viewers a question. Do you guys think genuinely would you give a guilt would you I want to ask you guys a question. Would you guys say that Piers Morgan is guilty in genocide, is complicit? Because I genuinely think, like, if he was to actually face trial, I think he would be found. I think he is guilty because I think he's unironically complicit in genocide because he has both sides did it so much. All this humiliating. Like I saw a clip that was so absurd. Like I couldn't even believe it. It's a guy, confessing his tears, saying, "Oh, my family got killed. My family's family got killed. Everyone just chopped into pieces." And he's like, "That's great. That's great. Do you condemn Hamas? Do you condemn?" Like, what the fuck is this, bro? Like, how this? If this is not complicity, if this is not condemned, he shouldn't be allowed. He shouldn't be allowed. He should not only should he not be allowed a platform, but I think he genuinely can fall under complicity. Like he can face a prison sentence. I'm not joking at this point. He could actually go to jail for what he's doing because he's both sides in a genocide. He's hurling, like, humiliating victims. He's doing absolute, like, propaganda. He's doing Goebbels level propaganda, like Goebbels level fucking propaganda apparatus. Like it's yeah, like he supports MAGA as well, and then just like let's say we have the Holocaust. I want to make this something very simple. When he says, "Do you condemn Hamas?" I want to make something very I want to make a concept very simple to you guys. One sec. When he says, "Do you condemn Hamas?" Okay, we have to understand. We have to understand that Hamas has made many, many, many mistakes, many problems, many wrongs, many evils. I do agree with that. But let's say we have the Holocaust, okay? And then you see Jews who are in a concentration camp, and then they escape into Nazi Germany and they start spraying everyone, including Nazi civilians. Of course, that's condemned. Of course, I condemn that. However, does that mean the whole resistance, the idea of resistance is wrong? No, that does not mean the idea of resistance is wrong. So when you both sides it, you're doing something very criminal because you're giving a space for the oppressor to appear as a neutral, self-defender, as a normal human being. So this is the problem. This is how you answer the question, do you condemn Hamas? This is the problem with the question, the question itself. It's not that the question is wrong. It's not that Hamas shouldn't be condemned, but it's the very premise that it falls under is the issue. So, and then we have the UK, the Israel ambassador to the UK. Let me see her name because I forgot her name. What's her name, man? Okay, I don't know her name, but whatever. Everyone, oh. Zipi Hoteveli, whatever her name is, okay? The Israeli ambassador to the UK. How is she allowed to walk our streets? How is she allowed to get interviews? They interview her every month, every week, and she still just sells the same lies. Yeah, no kids are being starved. Yeah, no one's being shot. Even though we're seeing it live, and she's like, "Oh, no one's being shot. No one's being starved. Oh, no one's being burnt alive. This is Pallywood. This is fake." how is she allowed a platform? Like, how is she allowed to walk our streets? She should be expelled unconditionally. She should not be. She should be, she shouldn't be even allowed in the country, let alone interviewed every month, every 2 weeks, like Sky News. Hello. I don't know how is she allowed. Would you have Joseph Goebbels on the show and interview him like, yeah, you need to stop the Holocaust, bro. You like, oh no, it's not even real. It's not. It does not. That doesn't even happen. Like, what the fuck? Denying kids' deaths, denying kids burning alive. This is dangerous because this can actually brainwash people. So this should be, how is she allowed? She shouldn't be allowed. Like, she shouldn't be allowed, period. If the UK wants to maintain any sense of dignity at this point, which it barely has any left, then she should not be allowed in the country, let alone given a platform. So let's go to the Arab world. And what I want to start with the Arab world is that I want to make something very clear, that the Muslim leaders could end the genocide right now without a spill of blood, without a bullet. Without a bullet, they can end the genocide right now. How would they do it? Saudi Arabia can cut the oil, restrict the oil. When King Faisal did it, the prices quadrupled. America went into a crisis. Turkey, who is the fifth largest trading partner with Israel, can stop trade, even though they said they stopped trade, but they still do trade. Arab countries can stop, shooting down the drones. They could stop letting people use their airspace. So Arab leaders can end the genocide right now. They can expel all Israeli ministers. They can they can have harsher restrictions with America. I'm not saying cut them off completely, but like, make some clear demands. Cooperate as an ummah, be like, okay, America, like the Muslim world, you need us for trade. Without us, you can't survive for trade. So, if all of us say that we're gonna restrict you, then you're gonna have to tell Israel to stop. America, the Muslim leaders can end the genocide without sacrificing a single life. Without a single life. America can't go to war with the whole region. No one's going to support that. So the Muslim leaders can end it without, a single bullet being fired, but they don't want to. They're too scared. With friends like these for the Arab leaders, with friends like these, who needs enemies? Genuinely, Jordan is shooting down the Iranian planes to help Israel. They're flipping, literally. They're standing as a shield in front of Israel. Egypt is closing the border. People march from Tunisia, Algeria to try and give aid into Gaza, and they're closing the border. Egypt's closing the border. Qatar is allowing jets to be used from US airspace to bomb Iran, which is the only one backing it. Like, with friends like these, who needs enemies? Like, genuinely, like, I saw a Tel Aviv billboard of everyone, Ahmed al-Shara, Mahmoud Abbas from PLO, MBS, MBZ, all of them the new Abraham Accords. Yes. Genuinely, like, congratulations, you guys. What a bunch of lions, to be honest. What a bunch of lions. I swear to God, like, who needs friends when you have these kind of enemies? Like, genuinely. And so like, Turkey is still trading. Turkey did something very disgusting. Turkey, who Erdogan comes on and it's like, Israel's the worst country in the world. Like, we need to radically stop this. And then guess what he does? So he says officially he's cut trade with Israel, but what does he do? He, instead of trading directly with Israel, he trades with Greece and Bulgaria, and then they still end up at Israel. The trade flow still continues, just that now it has to take a bit of a detour. Like, what the fuck is this? Turkey is still the fifth largest exporter to Israel. This is fact. This is confirmed. Who else? Oh, we have Egypt. Okay, so there was a group of people, marching from Tunisia and Algeria and wherever to go. Very brave people, braver than the Middle East. A lot of people have this like superiority complex. Middle East aren't Arab, North Africans aren't Arabs, whatever. These people are actually supporting the Ummah. They marched from Tunisia uh, to to Egypt, and they were trying to be let in. Guess what Egypt does? Not only did they close the border, but they hire a bunch of thugs to start attacking them and harassing them. Who, like Sisi, have you no shame? Have you? Oh, what does Egypt also do? Guess what Egypt does? Egypt doesn't allow Palestinians to leave their genocide cage, to leave the hell in a cell. You have to pay 15,000. No one in Gaza has 15,000. So he's taking money. He's letting people. He's literally saying, okay, you either get genocided or you manage to get 15K. So he's saying, if you want to escape the genocide, you have to pay me, guys. You have to pay me. How evil is the Egyptian leader? And guess what? Guess what he does? Israelis, they're allowed to come through the border free. You know, when Israelis were escaping the Iranian missiles, they were allowed into Egypt for free, for no restrictions at all. Gazans want to escape a genocide. Oh no, that's not allowed. Who needs friends? Who needs friends? I mean, who needs enemies when you have these friends, bro? Genuinely. Zionists allowed, Gazans not allowed. You have to pay 15,000 to escape a genocide. Yep. And all these Arab leaders, someone warned us about them. You know, there's a wise man who said, وَسَتَفْضَحُ هَذِهِ الْمَدِينَةِ. The city will expose all the normalizers. The city will reveal all those who are coordinating. The city will uncover the truth about all who succumb and give in. All who give up. All who give up the cause. All who give it all up. The city exposed them, and exposing everyone. It's exposing the Arab leaders. It's exposing Western double standards. It's exposing the UN. It's exposing Western journalism, BBC. It's exposing everything from left to right, from east to west. Even China. It's exposing everything. Even China's inability to act, where they just send a condemnation letter every week. This is exposed everything. Everything has been exposed. Even the leader of Syria, by the way, Ahmed al-Shara, guess what he's doing? His foreign minister was like, oh yeah, we want peace with Israel. Oh, okay, so you want peace with Israel. What is he doing? He's wearing Rolexes, worth 70, 30K, whatever. I don't know how much. He's wearing Rolexes. He's standing around. He's raiding churches. He's, like literally a CIA plan. I wouldn't even doubt that conspiracy theory, like at this point. I think he genuinely is a CIA plan. Yeah, I mean, what did you expect from someone who was fighting for Al-Qaeda and ISIS? Like, do you think he's changed now? Do you think he's really changed? He literally, like, these guys, how can I say this? These guys have an oppressor mindset. You need to understand something about evil people. Not all of them, but most of them, they do it because they care about their self-interest. They don't fight stronger people. Like, Ahmed al-Shara took Syria because it was empty. A guy literally gave him the call. There was like, hey, there's no one here. Just come. Al-Qaeda and ISIS, they raided villages because they were empty. There was no one fighting them. So these people like to oppress. They don't like to fight for freedom. They're not actually, they're not brave. It's a facade, is what I'm trying to say. It's all a facade. Even ISIS, like, what's weird about ISIS is that you saw ISIS when they were at their highest. Why was there so many foreign volunteers to ISIS and none for Palestine? Like, remember we saw people from Britain, from Belgium, burning their passport, from Somalia, from America, whatever, from Canada, burning their passports and being like, yeah, like we're fighting for ISIS now. Why is there none for Palestine now? A genuine emancipation movement where even Westerners are willing to do jihad. Even white people are willing to do jihad at this point. Like, why is there none? Maybe because there's some muddying in the waters going on. Some American influence, some Wahhabi influence, some propaganda machines working. That's why ISIS is this very shady movement. It emerged kind of out of nothing. So conspiracies could actually be true here. All these things that these leaders do are to control, suppress a rebellion. Not just Arab leaders, Western leaders. Everything in history has always been to suppress a revolution. That's all it's ever been. That's all it's ever been. Um, because with revolution comes chaos, and this is why I have the revolutionary pod. But revolutions are not that simple. Of course, this is obvious, but what I'm trying to say is that the biggest the biggest the biggest question of the revolution isn't the revolution itself. It's isn't the marching on stage. It isn't the marching in the parliament. It's what happens the day after. How does society actually change? That's the main message of the revolution. The society has to change. Um. So yeah. Like yeah, and like people like this is why Saudi Arabia doesn't normalize. Saudi Arabia is scared. MBS has told many people that he's scared for his life if he normalizes. The Ummah will literally flood, like they will run up on him. The Ummah. So MBS is scared of that. That's why he doesn't want to normalize, not because he actually cares about the Palestinians. But what I'm trying to say to you is that MBS, my friend, Habibi, if you don't want us to turn against you, then maybe you should stand up for us. Stop taking all the money from Hajj and giving it to Trump for your own protection. Maybe, just maybe, then we might actually respect for you. MBS, if you do this, I'll be the first person on the front lines ready to die for you if you do this. But no, you just care about your own safety. You don't care about us. And this is doomed to fail because when you own Hajj, you're finished at that point. You have an ummah of 2 billion. You have an ummah of 2 billion. Instead of actually using them as a force, you're milking their money and just throwing pies with Turkey al Sheikh and boxing and whatever. Like, yeah, and I mean, when we grew up, we learned that Gaza was occupied, but now what we realize is that with all these jizya being paid, all these 2 trillions for paying for their protection, these Gulf countries, we've realized that Gaza isn't the one that's occupied, my friends. You are occupied. You corrupt Arab countries, Jordan, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Syria now. You are occupied. You aren't free. You're the one who's tied to Trump. You're the one who needs America. Not Gaza. Gaza is, yes, they've died. Yes, they've lost everything. Yes, they've lost everything, but they are free. They're free people. And a lot of people will be like, oh, but what have they achieved? What have they achieved? They achieved their freedom. They achieved something that you could never imagine. These guys are brave. Do you understand? Yeah, and when Iran hit all the US bases in Qatar, all the Gulf governments came out and strongly condemned the attack. It's like, guys, you have a US base there. Please, like, you have a US base there which is hitting us Muslims, and then you want us to you want us not even to hit that? You want to like start divisive over that? What the fuck? These guys, and this is what I mean, these guys only know how to fight Muslims. They only know how to oppress the weak. When Saudi Arabia was fighting Yemen, the scholars were like, yeah, straight fight on, like, bomb Yemen, bomb Yemen, bomb Yemen. When Saudi Arabia was fighting Yemen, how many scholars came out and saying it's a duty to fight Yemen? It's a duty. We're allowed to cooperate even with the kuffar to fight Yemen. But guess what? Is there a fatwa like that against Zionism? No, I can't find any. Can someone point me to a fatwa like that against Zionism? Oh, I guess it doesn't exist. This is what I mean. They're paying jizya. They're literally paying jizya to America to protect them. To protect them so they can maintain their wealth. Like, this is what I mean. And it's like they were like, bro, like, we're not hitting you guys. We're not hitting civilians in Qatar. What the fuck? We're not hitting Saudis. We're literally hitting the US bases that are bombing us to stop us from stopping a genocide. Like, what the fuck, bro? It's unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, the UAE literally has a fast food crisis. It has a fast food crisis. The people are too big. The people are too obese. And Palestine is having a crisis over dying to try and get flour. To try and get flour, they're being shot. So this is how you know that the genocide and the corruption in the Arab world and the problems do not emerge out of necessity because the UAE or the rich countries or even Turkey or whatever, they can't help. Um, It emerges out of excess and greed. That's how you know, because this is how you know it emerges not out of necessity, but out of excess and greed, selfishness. And I can't even go Hajj anymore. Like I can't even go Hajj. I'll be rejected at Saudi Arabia just for speaking against corruption. I can't even go Hajj. Many sheikhs have been denied. I'll probably get turned around, jailed, tortured, disappeared. I don't know what the fuck will happen to me. So I can't even go Hajj anymore. And then you have people like the Israeli Minister of Communications, which is being allowed in Saudi Arabia. People, um, all these bad people. Israelis are allowed into Hajj. Israeli ministers are allowed in Saudi Arabia. Um, you know, all these people who spread corruption are allowed. But guess what? The person who's standing up for the Ummah, not allowed. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Liberate Hajj before you liberate Palestine, guys. Isn't this what the Prophet done? Yeah, and Saudi Arabia, and when I speak of Saudi Arabia, I'm not against the people. The people are some of the bravest I've ever seen. Every month, a new guy gets snapped, gets put in jail, gets executed. Even when Iran was bombing Israel, Saudi Arabia executed a journalist, their own journalist. Saudi Arabia was busy killing their own people, while Iran was busy bombing the Zionist enemy. Yep. What was his crime? Telling the truth. That's it. That's it. Speaking against corruption, speaking for women's rights. Can we forget Khashoggi? And when we let these people die for nothing, when we let these journalists die for nothing, it becomes dangerous, because now what if I die for nothing? What if I get black bagged? What if I one day go to a Middle Eastern country, I get black bagged? No one's going to do anything for me? If you guys don't ride for me, my fan base, if you guys let me die for nothing, I swear to God, I'll never ever forgive you. And these people have not forgiven us. These dead journalists, even Jamal Khashoggi, these people have not forgiven us. All these dead martyrs in Gaza. You guys, every Muslim is guilty. Every Muslim is guilty. The people of Gaza, Allah will ask you guys on the day of judgment, what have you done for the people of Gaza? I boycotted Coke. No, it's not enough. I made dua. No, not enough. Not enough. Not enough. We want action. We want action. We want action. So yeah, rip Turkey at Jocelyn, man. They just killed him for no reason. Okay, so during the genocide, during the Iran war in Israel, during the genocide, during the ethnic cleansing, during settlers marching into Al-Aqsa, insulting the Prophet, damaging everyone, what do you think that the lions of the Ummah, the scholars, the biggest scholars in Saudi Arabia, all these famous scholars, what do you think they're saying? What fatwas do you think they're saying? Let's take a look. Is playing Monopoly haram? Are we allowed to drink from a cup with images, cartoon images on it? Is that haram? Look at the lions of the Ummah. You think that they're making fatwas to go, hey, maybe make a movement. Okay, maybe not attack, maybe not even army, just make a movement, have some global Ummah. Now is the time for cooperation. No. How does a camel halal? How is it halal for a camel to win a race? This is Uthman al-Khamis, by the way. This is not bullshit. Like, what the fuck are these guys doing? Genuinely, what are they doing? These guys are the top scholars, not just some average Joe, the top scholars who are being paid. Asim al-Hakim getting paid 150 for half an hour. You know what I mean? That this shit has gone out of control. Okay, let me give you two people. Okay, and I want you to guess who said what. So the first person is the one. Okay, let me give you two people. The first person is the leader of Masjid al-Quba, the first mosque ever built in Islam. Okay, the second person is a 22-year-old atheist white woman. Okay, so one of them said, "I'm willing to risk my whole life and die for 100 kilograms of flour to enter Gaza." The other one said, you should not go to Palestine to fight. You should not be allowed to go to Palestine to fight. Do not go to Palestine to fight. Can you guess who said what? Surely you think that the preacher, the imam of the Masjid al-Quba said that he would risk his life for 100 kilograms of flour. And the atheist said, no, don't go. Oh, but it's the other way around. Sulaiman al-Ruhaili actually said it's haram to go to Palestine for jihad. Do not go to Palestine for jihad. Do not go. This is fitna. And then Greta Thunberg, the 22-year-old atheist Christian white woman, said she's willing to risk her life for 100 kilograms of flour just to enter Gaza. Risk her life. Now answer me, who do you think is more Muslim? Who do you think is doing more for the Ummah? The West is we are allowed to practice Islam more in the West than in the Middle East. The West has become more Muslim than the Middle East, guys. So don't make hijrah there, please. Also, yep, it's crazy. I promise you, a blue-haired, gay, homosexual, liberal, whatever is more Muslim than you corrupt scholars. I swear to God, they are more Muslim than you will ever be. These guys are standing up for the Ummah. They're ready to die for the Ummah. They literally have risked their life. Greta Thunberg has risked her life. She's ready to die for the Ummah. She's ready to die. The West is more Islamic. They've stood up more for protests. You're not allowed to protest in these countries. You're not allowed. Like, you're not allowed. Islamic history is repeating itself, man. What the Prophet defeated is now rekindling. Sectarianism. You know, Islam said no tribes, no sectarianism. What do we have? We have sectarianism now. We have people like Iran. It came to liberate women's rights. What do we have now? We have women's rights are notoriously the worst in Arab countries. What do we have? Okay. We have class divisions. Worst class divisions ever. You have people dying of starvation. You have, and then you have people living in ultra luxury. Islam came to emancipate slaves. Even in the Lebanon, GCC countries, you have flipping Ethiopian, Filipino slaves. Like, yep. So the whole message of Islam is now being in reverse. It's now being in reverse, and Islamic history is repeating itself. And now is the time for us to make it right again. You know, as a message of universalism, to show what the truth. And this is the best ayah from Islam. Is no ijbara bid-din. So the truth's no. I don't know what it says exactly, but it says that there is no compulsion of religion because the truth will reveal itself. The truth will reveal itself. You don't go up to a person and you say you convert to Islam or you're not Muslim, because the truth comes out. We don't need to. It's automatic. It doesn't. People follow it because it's the truth. Do you understand? Yeah, and have you noticed that famous atheists like Richard Dawkins and Sam Harris only seem to have smoke for religion, but then they have absolutely said nothing about Israel, who's the most religious fundamentalist, genocide, worse than ISIS, committing genocides in the name of religion. Sam Harris and Richard Dawkins have not condemned it once. In fact, Sam Harris is pro-Israel. So these atheists, where's the smoke? Guys, hello, where's the smoke? So, and I've noticed something about atheists that's very disgusting, by the way. They don't get rid of God. They just have science as their new God, as their new, how can I say this, guarantor of meaning. This is the new horizon of meaning, science. Yes, science. And you can realize, you know that these people are evil because religion, they don't, you know, even Richard Dawkins, look at his facial expressions. They're all fucking evil. Like you can tell he's evil. These atheists are not coming from goodwill to try and get closer to the truth. They are just simply seeing people who suffer, who turn to religion, understandably, even though religion might not be true, whatever, like there might not be fairies in the sky. They come to these people and say, these people are suffering, and say, no, your suffering means nothing. Even though they believe in something, that's science. Do you understand? These people are hypocrites. Yeah, I mean, imagine if the Ummah of 2 billion did something, man. If only 10% did something, you know? Only 10%. Where would we be? Where would we be? One day, you know, I would really like to see, one day I would really like to just, you know, be like, you know what, people of Gaza, the Muslim Ummah is here to come and save you. They're here to come and save you. You know, that's what we need to do. We need to unite, and we need to be like one day. We need to be in Gaza, and the Muslim Ummah is here to come and save you. Although we're not even just Gaza. We start Gaza, we end in China. We end in the Uyghurs in China. We end up in China. We liberate everything. Even Ukrainians, everything. Anyone who's against oppression, Muslim, non-Muslim, Buddhist, atheist, whatever. We don't give a shit. Okay, let's talk about UK quick. Are we aware that the UK is reaching a state of tyranny that's never reached before? They wanted to ban Palestine Action, which is a movement, trying to stop genocide, for spray painting RAF jets. Spray painting. So they're trying to redefine the definition of terrorism to include spray painting. Are we aware how dangerous this is? You can be called a terrorist for doing anything. So I guess that's terrorism, spraying paint. But what's not terrorism is shooting people, getting flour, decapitating kids, bombing civilian areas, starvation. I guess that's not terrorism, guys. I guess that's not terrorism. Assassinating journalists, bombing hospitals. The UK is warping the definition of terrorism to encompass vandalism and property damage. Are we aware how dangerous this is getting? To support a genocide vassal state. That's the level of corruption that we've reached. Destroying weapons makes you a terrorist, but not using them on kids. I guess. Okay. And even the police at the Palestine protests, the Palestine Action protests, they were the most aggressive I've ever seen in my entire life. They were punching people. They were. It's more aggressive than anything, like genuinely, like London riots level, because just to maintain the status quo of a genocide. Policemen in the UK are ready to defend the status quo of a genocide. Do they understand that they're complicit in this? Do they understand that they've chosen to be on the wrong side of history? Do they understand this? Most aggressive I've seen police in years. Okay. And the UK has its own version of APAC, by the way. And the person who prescribed Palestine Action as a terrorist group is the largest receiver of APAC, the UK version of APAC. It's not as much as America. They don't get as much, but the UK still has lobbying, guys. Like, wait, we need to realize that, our politicians still are compromised. There's some people who haven't sold out. Even Stormzy sold out. Celebrities sell out. Politicians sell out. Everyone is selling out, guys. The whole society, the whole societal structure is crumbling. Gaza has exposed everything. Again, ستفضح هذه المدينة. It's exposed everything from left to right, from up to down. Yeah, so this is it's gone out of control. The APAC the UK APAC tracker is a real thing. So what is to be done? Well, a global march failed when they went from, they tried to march from Algeria to Egypt. That failed. The flotillas failed. But I think they're on the right lines. I think the global movement, the mass mobilization is needed. I think that's the only. But we have to be serious about this. We can't just joke around. This is what's happened. Only a flood of people can save us. Only a flood can save us. Only the flood can save us, my friends. Only the flood. A deluge of people. How can they stop this much people unless they nuke all of us? How can they stop this much people? We need places. We need places where we discuss this. We need town halls. We need telegrams. We need to discuss. We need action now, because the world really is approaching an end point, a boiling point. Yeah, and I mean, Trump was like to Greta Thunberg. She needs to go to anger management. What did Greta Thunberg say? An amazing response. She said, maybe women do need to be more angry. Maybe the world needs a lot more angry women. I agree with her. I think it's time to be angry. I think it's time for everyone to be angry, to raise their fists. And there's usually something that says, united we stand, divided we fall. United we stand, divided we fall. You know what? I think we should take it opposite. I think we should have it the opposite way, actually. Divided we stand, united we fall. I want more division. I want us to be against the hypocrites, against the corrupt, against the evildoers. I want against the normalizers, against the sympathizers. Even Jesus Christ said this when he said at the same time, love thy neighbor, I want peace. But at the same time, he said, I bring my sword, I bring violence. Even even the Prophet Muhammad, at the same time he was spreading peace, but he was turning father against child. He was turning child against father. He was turning student against teacher. These are all actual true revolutionaries. Islam and Christianity and even Judaism were religions that broke tradition, not that stuck to tradition. You know? And we need to do this for these people whose dreams have been shattered. The people of Gaza, did they die for nothing? These guys had dreams. The people of Gaza, like, they wanted, to live a life. They wanted to get married, and it was never achieved. And guess what? It might never be achieved for us if we don't do anything. We might die. I want to live a normal life. I'm 25. I want to live a normal life. I want to have fun. I want to move, but it's not possible at this point because of where we are. Do you understand? So hang on for dear life, my friends, because we want life. We don't want death. But if death is what it takes to get life, then by God, we will die. All of us. And so what do we need? I mean, a hypothetical Jeremy Corbyn party does have 10% support. We need Jeremy Corbyn. Jeremy Corbyn's way better than Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is a little bit, he's good, but he's a little bit pro-Israel. Whatever, he's not bad. Jeremy Corbyn is a true hero though. And he's unfortunately the dream that never came true. We need to press the government to sanction, okay? And we need to have objectives: end the Gaza genocide, accelerate AI development. AI is being used for genocide and not for replacing jobs. When I say use the jobs for AI, give us the money. Use the jobs for AI. Use the AI for jobs and give us the money. That sounds radical. However, when they're using AI for genocide, oh, that's normal. That's not. No, I want AI to do the shitty, boring jobs, the fast food, the Amazon delivery, all that, and give us money. Don't use the AI for genocide. What the fuck is this? And it's close to reaching that level, so it's not like it's far. Accelerate it. And I even want to plea for more Western interventionism. People think that, no, we need less colonialism, we need less interventionism. Not colonialism in the standard sense, but we need more interventionism. We don't want North Korea. We intervene more in these corrupt countries. We liberate everything, as I said. Americans and the British must unite now, because our tax dollars are going to a genocide vassal techno state, and we must unite because they're taking our money and using it for genocide. Like it's going out of control at this point. Yeah, we need global movements. We need town halls. We need telegrams. We need to meet. We need to this Jeremy Corbyn party, hypothetical party. It's happening on the 7th of July. Apparently, there's a meeting. Whatever. We need radical action. We need the silent majority to become the loud majority now. Do you understand? So we need all this to happen. All this to happen. I don't want to die for no reason. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to disappear in Saudi Arabia. I don't want to get flipping jailed for trying to, terrorism in the UK. I don't want any of that. But guess what? This could happen if we don't step up against tyranny. If I'm jailed, break me out. If I die, don't let me die for no reason. Do you understand? Yeah, I mean, even the US has become tyrannical. Like, apparently, a Norwegian student got turned back for having a picture of JD Vance on a meme of JD Vance on his phone. And this is not unrealistic because the US is now is implementing these tyrannical things. I mean, literally didn't Mahmoud Khalil say something wrong, and then the White House tweeted him Shalom Khalil, like Shalom Mahmoud or whatever. The same AI Google CEOs who were warning about the dangers of AI, they were warning about how dangerous AI is, are using AI to assist with genocide. Instead of replacing the shitty jobs and giving us money, you're using AI for genocide. This is the same AI CEOs who are talking about the dangers. Same ones. Mustafa Suleiman, Sam Altman. Mustafa Suleiman was exposed. We know that AI is close to replacing jobs, so push it to the end. Push it to the end. We can't stop at this point. I'm against these leftists who are anti-AI. Go with AI to the end. Go it to the end and replace the jobs. Also, yeah, people like Theo Von, he's not bad. He's a good guy. He cried for Gaza and he's saying all the genocide is bad, whatever. But then he interviews JD Vance, who's committing the genocide, who's participating, who's funding it, and he's be like, yeah, like there's a genocide going on, and then JD Vance is like, oh no, there's not, and then Theo Von's like, oh okay, yeah, there's not. Like, what the fuck is this? It's the same with Joe Rogan. Stop this neutrality. Stop. Take a side. Take a side. Again, we want more division. We want division. We don't want unity. We want division now. We want division. Do you understand? Pick a side. Don't just sit there and JD Vance, the guy who's committing a genocide that you cried over, is saying, oh, sorry. Yeah, it's not happening, even though there's like tons of footage at this point. It's not happening. It's not really a genocide. Oh, Theo Von's like, oh, okay, yeah. Next question, Ukraine. Yeah. The fuck is this? The fuck is this? And then you have psyops now, even in the U.S. government, like Love Island. In Love Island, Huda, a Palestinian girl, kissed an IDF soldier on the show. Like, what is this psyop that's going on? These guys, this has to be intentional, by the way. I might sound like a conspiracy theorist, but I genuinely think this is intentional. Like, this is genuinely trying to manufacture some sort of like consent or whatever, as Noam Chomsky says it. This is trying to manufacture some sort of like ideology that no, like we should view IDF soldiers as human and just normal. You know what I mean? What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? But anyway, what's amazing news is Zoran Mamdani, who again hasn't taken a crazy critical stance on Israel, but he has very good, tax policies. He has very good. He said he would arrest Benjamin Netanyahu, whatever. He has good views. He's a good guy. But honestly, let's see what he does. Hopefully, he doesn't become the next AOC or next Obama. I definitely think that now is the time for New York and London to unite. You know, we're the biggest cities in the world, right? And we are seeing that the political and economic state of the world is collapsing. Okay, so we want the New York and London, you know, from the flipping the bankers, the Wall Street workers, the everyone, the people who run the halal cars, the people, the roadmen, everyone in New York and London to unite and make one global movement, because I promise you, these two cities, London and New York, they're so multicultural. They're melting point of the world. They're the melting point of the world, right? And this is where we show the people that truly we can achieve something. You know what I mean? So again, I think the US and the UK need to unite more, the people. You know what I mean? Because we're really looking at the face of tyranny right now. We're really staring in the eyes of the face of tyranny. So yeah. Okay, guys. So it's been the Revolutionary Pod, episode 14. I'll see you next time.